talk about, you know that it is the currency that is being exchanged for another currency. So exchange is it's explained in terms of depreciation and appreciation. These are the two important elements of the exchange. When there is depreciation, the value of the currency goes down. Okay? And with the appreciation, the value of the currency increases. That is the interpretation how you predict the depreciation and appreciation. So now when we talk about how the factors that influence the exchange rate, whether it depreciates or it appreciates, it depends on various factors. So can you name some few factors? Yes, students. Yes. One of the first factors that you can say is the interest rate. So when interest rate increases or decreases, how does it affects the exchange rate? And through you have to explain in terms of imports and exports. M means imports and X is exports. So say for example in this particular factor, interest rate increases. When the interest rate increases, what happens? That is the lending rate. Lending rate when an exporter comes for borrowing the money, okay, and he is charged an additional interest rate. So what happens to the exports? Exports will come down. It will decrease. And when the export decreases, okay, and the imports automatically increases. So what will happen? There is the outflow. There is an outflow of dollars. People are buying more of imported goods than the due to that the export is the dollar money is going out. So in this case, what will happen to the exchange rate? The exchange rate, okay, will fall down, or it will there will be depreciation. So this is the outcome of the factor interest rate. So I hope you have understood the influence of interest rate on the exchange rate. So when the interest rate increases, it will lead to depreciation, and vice versa. So when we say vice versa, it means that when the interest rate decreases, it will lead to appreciation. So that is the logic behind it. So I hope you have understood this, right? So let's move on to the another factor other than the interest rate. Can you name the other factor? Yes, it is the taxation, right? Taxation. So taxation you can talk about in terms of import tax and the export tax. So what is this import tax and export tax? I have already talked to you what is import tax and the export tax. So now we will explain the effect of tax on the exchange rate. So when we talk about the tax, we say first one is import tax. So when import tax increases, right? So what will happen? The import will reduce. When the import tax increases, the import will reduce. When the import reduces, the export will, in terms of the export, will increase. So there will be inflow of dollars. There will be inflow of dollars, and the outflow will be lesser. So due to the inflow of dollars, comparatively to the imports, okay, what will happen? There will be an appreciation. Of the exchange rate or dollars. Here we are talking about in terms of dollar because I'm explaining the situation of Indian rupee to dollars, because we are trading. Indian people are trading with the other country in terms of dollars. So our dollar value will appreciate when there is an import duty increase. Okay. So vice versa, what will be the next case? The next case, if we talk about export tax. So we talk about export tax. What happens if we have export tax? Talk about export tax. Okay, when the export tax is reduced, think about that. What happened? Export tax reduces. So in this case, the export will increase. Okay. So when the export increases, so what effect it will have? Again, there will be appreciation of dollars. So I hope you understood the effect of import tax and the export tax, and vice versa. Okay, and vice versa. That is when the export tax increases, export will decrease, and there will be outflow of dollar, and there will be a depreciation. So there are two different perception views on which you can explain it. When one the export taxes decreases and when export tax increases, you can explain any one. That is sufficient for the explanation. So I hope the second point is also understood to you. That is the tax factor. Next, the third one. The third factor that you can come out is the inflation. Inflation is a very important economic variable which influences the exchange rate. So inflation, when we talk about, again, whether increase or decrease. So when the inflation increases, that is the price level. Inflation is nothing but the increase in the price level. So when the price level increases in the domestic country, say in India, when the price decreases, what will happen to the export? What will happen to the export and import? So when the price level in India increases, people will try to buy more of imported goods. That will become very cheaper, and the export will become costly. So export will become costly. And that is the export will reduce. And export will reduce, and there will be much of import will increase. So when the export decreases, what effect? Again, it is the as I mentioned to you, there is a that is what outflow of dollars. Too much of outflow of dollars are there, and in this case, it will depreciate. The dollars will depreciate, and there is this is the effect on the exchange rate, and vice versa. Then when the price level decreases in India, you see. So what happened to the exports? Exports will become cheaper. And what happened to the exports? When it is cheaper, export will increase. So when the export increases, your import will reduce. Comparatively, it will reduce, and there will be an inflow of dollars. When there is inflow of dollars, it will lead to appreciation. Of dollars. So this is the effect of inflation on exchange rate. I hope you have understood, students. Next, we move on to the fourth factor, that is the subsidies. Fourth factor has subsidies. Okay. Subsidies, you know what is subsidy? Subsidy is the concession or incentives that is given to the exporters, okay, for improving their production capability or their sales volume, etc. So subsidies which is given to exports. Okay, so due to this, what will happen? When there is more of subsidies, when there is an increase of subsidies, your export will increase. When the export increases, what will happen to the inflow of dollars? There will be an inflow of dollars. And due to the inflow of dollars, there will be an appreciation. Okay, appreciation of the exchange rate. So this is the, and vice versa. When the subsidies reduces, okay, your export will reduce, and there will be an outflow of the dollars, okay, and there will be a depreciation. So this is the effect. That is, there will be a depreciation of dollars. Okay. So this is the effect of subsidies on the exchange rate. Next, we move on to the government policies. Okay, government policies. If the government is following a very liberalized policy, say for example globalization. Globalization is a very effective tool for selling the products at a global level, and this particular policy is widely used by many countries to improve their balance of payment situations and improve their foreign exchange earnings, right? So this globalization principle will definitely improve the exports. will lead to the inflow of dollars, and there will be an appreciation. There will be an appreciation in the exchange rate, right? This is the effect of the government policy. Better government policy will lead to this. So other, say for example, income. Another very important, the fifth factor that I would like to explain is the income of the people. Income, or you can have it, along with that, the employment factor. These are the economic variables which is attached to, both are related to each other, the employment level and the income level, okay? Or the salary that is being given by, or consumption. So these three are the factors which are interlinked to each other. So when there is a good employment opportunity available in that country, it will lead to increase in the income, and it will also increase the consumption, right? So basically when the employment increases, income increases, okay, then the consumption also increases. So when the consumption increases, right, people have more money with them, and they will buy more of. What will happen? They buy more. They will buy more foreign goods. They will buy more foreign goods. Imports will increase. When they buy more imports or the foreign goods, definitely the imports will increase. When the import increases, what happened? As I told you, there will be an outflow of dollars. Okay. So due to the outflow of dollars, there will be a depreciation in the exchange rate. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you, and vice versa. When there is a decrease in the income and the consumption reduces, and then people will not have money to buy the foreign goods. So in that case, the imports will reduce. Okay, so but sometimes this is a case where we cannot say that lesser income and consumption will have a appreciation, right? So there will also some, for a shorter period of time, there will be depreciation, or in the longer period of time, there will be change, right? So this is how we can explain the effect of income, employment and consumption towards the exchange rate. Okay. So next one we will explain the factor, that is the investment. Investment is very important. The sixth factor, investment. Investment in terms of, say, FDI, right? If investment is there by the foreign companies, foreign direct investment. Okay, when the investments are taking place, definitely the production activities increases. When production activities increases, your economic growth increases. Okay, economic growth increases. When the economic growth increases, then there is a lot of activity going on in the export field. So when the export increases, it will lead to the there is inflow of dollars. When there is inflow of dollars, it will lead to the appreciation. Okay, so this is the factors. Whenever if you see that on yearly basis, and the investments are less from the foreign direct investors, so then there will be a vice versa effect. So there will be a depreciation if they will concentrate on the foreign direct investment. Okay? So this is how we explain the effect of investment on the exchange rate. Next we talk about the factor like government expenditure. Right? Government expenditure is a very important aspect in the development of the country, and it will lead to economic growth. So in what areas the government spend? That is the infrastructure facilities provided with the country. So definitely when the infrastructure facilities is improved, they have to spend more, right? The road, the transport, okay, in all the modes of the transport, the power facilities, okay, all these have to be given. So infrastructure, when you talk about the power, the road, okay, the transportation, all these aspects of the infrastructure have to be taken care, and if it is improved, increase means improve. If these are improved, it will lead to the export increase, right? So exporters will feel that the place is very convenient to do the business, and they will produce more and sell it to the foreign people. So in this, when this export is improved or increased, it will lead to inflow of dollars, and it will have an appreciation, right? It will have appreciation. So government expenditure is very important. So the government has to see to that they spend more for the infrastructure and provide better facilities for the exporters, right? So this is the 7th point that I wanted to discuss to you, and the 6th point, the next point that you can talk about is the the 7th point. You can say the other economic variables such as the savings when you talk savings. So here the savings, if you have more savings, so savings increases. So here the consumption reduces, right? So when consumption reduces, the savings are there. So it will lead to lesser amount of imports, because you are not going to buy the import duties. But one of the another very important aspect in the savings is the balance. It is the savings is done in the towards the stock market or in other countries' investments. They are investing in other stock markets, right? Other countries' stock market, right? Other countries' stock market. So definitely there will be an outflow of money. So when there is an outflow of money, okay, there is a depreciation of our money, exchange rate. So our rupee will depreciate. That is what we mean to say here. Okay. So savings also is affecting the exchange rate to a great manner, right? So next one that we can talk about the exchange rate in international trade business is that the 8th point. 8th point talks about the incentives. Other than there is a difference between subsidy and incentives. The subsidies means taking the burden of a particular payment or this thing by the government. Incentive is where the government gives you a certain level of help or giving them certain preferences in doing the business, right? Say for example, when I say subsidies when an exporter has started a business, okay, in a particular area, if he is given a less charge or cost for the power or for his power generation. So in that case, the government is taking care of the burden of the power charges, right? So that is called subsidies. But when incentives means it might be the reduction. It might be the reduction in taxes. That is called as the incentives. So when there is reduction in taxes, definitely we will improve the export, and the export increases, it will appreciate the dollar, right? Appreciate the exchange rate of Indian rupee, right? So here we have to talk about, in the beginning I should have told you that what is, the appreciation of exchange rate is from rupee to dollars, right? So when I say appreciation, it is appreciation of the rupee and depreciation of the rupee, right? So here incentives also play a major role in the influencing the exchange rate factor, right? Next, when we talk about the next factor other than this, okay, the political situation, right? See, when the political situation is stable, so definitely there will be a better balance of payment situation, right? Balance of payment where export is more than the imports, right? So this particular scenario, it's a favorable scenario for the country, and it will have a appreciation of the exchange rate. Okay, in terms of India, you see there will be an appreciation of the rupee. So political situation has to be stable. Say for example, if the political situation is not stable, like Pakistan, okay, Iran, Iraq, then Peru, okay, and Ukraine. There, if you see, the BOP situation is very bad. Export is not taking place because of the war happening there, and there are a lot of imbalance in the balance of trade. So there is a depreciation of exchange rate in those cases. So that is what the fifth factor, the political situation, talks about. So next factor that we come across here is the tenth factor, the technology. Technology also plays a major role. Technology also plays a major role. As we can see, the emergence of AI or the machinery, okay, the transportation facilities, all that are taking place because of the advancement in the technology. So this technology will definitely help a country to improve their manufacturing capabilities. So due to the technology, the manufacturing capabilities will improve, and then you can say payment portal will improve, okay. Then there will be the services sector which will improve, because the IT and ITS services is a major economic growth sector, where if the technology improves, this also improves. So all are interconnected to each other, and one leads to other improvement. So in this all cases, the technology will definitely have the increase in exports. When there is an increase in exports, there will be a inflow. There will be an inflow of dollars, and there will be appreciation of the exchange rate. That is, the rupee value will increase. That is what we need to say in this particular case, right? So this is a very important aspect as the technology factor. Next, we talk about the this one, the research and development, right? Research and development is very important. Research and development. R&D is very, you know that the technology that is taking place is because of the R&D. So in our research and development, we create, okay, and innovate. So these are very important terminologies that is associated with the research and development. Then where we create and innovate the new things, okay, so which is very important for the technology to develop. So when the creation and innovation is taking place, so definitely we will improve the capability of the manufacturing services and the other areas, and definitely there will be an improvement in the exports. Exports will increase, and there will be the inflow of dollars, and because of that there will be appreciation. So in this, if you see, I wanted to mention one example here that, see, you take Japan. Japan is not having any resources in say iron ore, etc., because that is the one that they need for manufacturing the chips, like automobiles, etc. So but due to the research and development and the creativity and innovation techniques that they are using it, and tapping the advantages that are from the other countries. They are exporting the iron ore from other countries, and they are developing the chips for the sectors, and they are exporting to others. So this is a very good example that the country should invest in the research and development and make use of the other countries also. We can certainly do patents, do copyrights. We can go ahead with the creation of new things and sell it to her and earn money, foreign exchange money to the country. So this is a very good example of the factors that influence in the research and development. How to have understood this particular foreign exchange rate concept, and this appreciation and depreciation is very important. So when we generalize this, I will write all the points here. Students, can you come out with the points? I have discussed, how many points, 10 points I have discussed here. I have mentioned to you the interest rate, right? Interest rate. Then I have said the inflation. Then I have said the government policy. Then I have mentioned the tax. Then I have mentioned the political situation. Okay. Then I have mentioned the income, consumption, etc. Income, consumption, okay, etc. Then I have told you the this one was that subsidies, okay, subsidies. Then I have mentioned to you the incentives, subsidies, incentives, right? Then I have mentioned to you the tax I have mentioned. Then I have mentioned the FDI's investment part I have mentioned to you, right? And then the technology I have mentioned to you, and I have also mentioned to you R&D, right? So these are the 11, and you have to talk in terms of whether increase or decrease of such factors, how does it appreciate or depreciate the exchange rate. Hope you have understood. We will now end up this session, and in the next session we will explain the different exchange rate models, how the exchange rates are determined. That we will see in the next class. Thank you, students.